This is Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm looking at Bee Boss Army. When you stop caring, women start chasing, exposing the truth. Let's have a look at the video.
We are doing, you guys see by the title, we are doing why she starts chasing when you stop caring. I am so excited to do this video because this is such a big problem. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys will enjoy this video because this is real facts. This is literally how us girls feel. You came to the right person, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe right now because I do advices for real. I keep it 100 with you guys and I tell you what it is.
Already, I like her persona. I like the way that she's coming across.
And what it isn't. Other than that, I already did too much talking. Anything else I gotta say, I'm gonna say at the end. And if you are new, we start from 5 and always go down to what? 1. So that means what? You gotta watch until the end to get the number 1 thing.
Sounds like she said that a few times.
Number 5 thing is space, distance, break. Anything like that leads her to wondering and missing you.
Oh, space, distance, break. Okay.
This is so freaking true because it seems that when you have a girl and you're showing her all this love, all this attention, and she's just not giving you the same energy back, and then all of a sudden you like kind of disappear on her and she's just like, where are you, sir? Like literally, like basically like looking for you. That time spent apart leads her to start questioning, wondering, makes her start feeling like, oh my goodness, like I can actually lose this guy. Like there's potential, or oh my gosh, like I haven't had him around me and it's just like I'm so used to having him around me. I want him around me. The thing is, that saying that you don't know what you have until it's gone is actually the truth. Because you actually will not know. No matter what the case is, you're so used to what you have, you will not understand what it's like to not have it because you always had it. So
I think if you're in the friend zone, then your attention's already saturated and it doesn't mean anything. Whereas if you're actually dating somebody and you're actually in a proper relationship, then your attention is probably valuable. And taking that attention away, they'll fill the empty space there of the void of where you was before.
Is actually the truth, because you actually will not know. No matter what the case is, you're so used to what you have, you will not understand what it's like to not have it because you always had it.
This is very true psychological principle because this is why the news is so negative all the time, because as people we pay attention to problems and to things going wrong. That gets our attention. It's a survival instinct. Generally, things that are habitual we ignore, we don't pay attention to. So if something's working, we don't pay attention to it, and if something's causing a problem, then we give it a lot of attention. So say for example, if you go out and you use your car every day to get to work and back, and one day you get up and the car's not working, it won't start. Now it gets your attention. It didn't get your attention all the other days. It was working perfectly. You didn't appreciate and respect it. Whereas now on the day that it breaks down, you call in the breakdown recovery and trying to get it work. Now you're grateful when it does start working again. And so it grabs your attention when things don't work. And when things do work, you kind of generally ignore it. So and that's just true of human beings. So a good way to do is to flip it round on its head, to be very grateful for when things are going well and to ignore the times when things don't go well.
So imagine not having it anymore. Then you realize, wow, I really had a good guy. I really had this type of guy that I always wanted. You won't realize none of that because it's always been there for you. That's why I feel like it's so important for us to give each other a break.
Yeah, I think that's true if the woman respects you and she fancies you and she wants you. But if she's using you for any other reason other than the fact that she's really into you, then she'll just go get it elsewhere.
Titles or anything, but in a sense of I'm doing my own thing. Let's just focus on ourselves for a quick second, and I just feel like that's just good in general, because a lot of times people start talking to somebody, get into a relationship, and you forget what you are, who you are as an individual. Okay, like people get into a relationship thinking you're one, only to a certain extent, you guys. Like you're not freaking like this now. Like
yeah, so this whole when you stop caring, women chase you, that may be true if you're already in a relationship and you're no longer chasing each other, in order to create a bit of that tension again, and that tension comes from anxiety of the fear that you could lose something of value to you. Then that's true, but the person's got to value you, I think, originally, in order to feel that fear and anxiety and that loss.
You can be like this type, but you're still like this. We're all individual people, and don't forget about yourself. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. I feel like a lot of guys, once you guys become so like into a girl, attached, always wanting to be around her, and it makes her distant and not want to like chase or do anything, like I'm his everything, like I'm his all, and like what would he do without me? You know that feeling? So you don't want your girl to feel that way. You want her to feel like, oh, I'm lucky to have this person. So give her that space, give her that time. She needs to realize that stuff, and she needs to understand like you are the catch.
Yeah, and I think that men naturally do this anyway in all other areas of their life, like at work and when they're hanging out with their friends, or what with their children. There's this kind of natural balance that kind of occurs. But with women, for some reason, they tend to put them right up on a pedestal. The whole dynamic of the relationship shifts so that they become super needy and dependent on the person that they're in a relationship with. That's okay if the girl does it, but if a guy does it, it's not going to end well.
I'm talking about you. Yes, you watching this video, you are the catch, okay? Okay, she needs to appreciate you. So give her that time, okay?
I agree with what this lady is saying.
Next thing is when you stop being that so nice of a guy. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? You stop freaking doing all these sweet little things, being this great, amazing guy, perfect guy that she's been saying she needs, and she's been messing with all these bad dudes.
Yeah, again, nice is predictable, nice is boring, nice is weak. So nice isn't necessarily a good thing. I see what she's saying there. But also, you want to be a nice guy because you want to have a good day and have positive energy and be a nice person. So I don't think it's so much about being a nice guy. It's just about not allowing people to take advantage of you, about having boundaries, about having what you will and won't accept and sticking to them. So you can be a nice guy, but you just don't take shit. And I think that's probably more of a kind of better way of being, than as opposed to just not being a nice guy and being a bad guy. Because I can see some of the other videos here are told about how to, be a bad guy and whatnot. I don't think it's about being a good guy or a bad guy. I think it's just about being a man that has boundaries and is worthy of respect. And I think this comes with a lot of integrity. And I think that when guys fancy girls, they put them on a pedestal, then they just lose all of their integrity. And that's not attractive to people.
All of a sudden, she's like, oh my God, I need you. She's chasing you. Why? Why is she doing that? Why? This is why she's doing it. This is exactly why. That saying of girls like bad guys is so freaking true. Girls say they want this guy, but they go for this type of guy that they shouldn't be going for. It's this thing inside of us. The feeling of feeling like he can have all these girls, he can do whatever he wants, but when it comes down to you, to us, that you're willing to do anything and everything and be about us. A lot of the times us girls are just used to getting guys. It might not be the guys we want, but we're so used to just getting guys. And there's this one guy that you want, or it could be the guy you're talking to, and he's just not really feeling you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, women really compete amongst other women for access to mates, and men do the same, but they do it in a very different way. Men make themselves overly available, and I mean, the term simp is used a lot, isn't it? Sort of and that's why women have a lot of friends that aren't really their friends, because they really want to fuck them. And if you have a genuine friend, you don't want to fuck them. Obviously, if you're in a relationship and you've been seeing each other a while and it gets serious, then, and you're having a long-term relationship with somebody, then you need to be friends, because otherwise it's not going to work. But ordinarily, people are masquerading as friends when really they're just trying to get in your pants. So a lot of women that claim to have friends, they know that they're not really their friends. They're just being thirsty. And the guys know that they're just being thirsty, but everybody is acting as if they're not. So I think the best thing to do is not to have a facade and not to go around girls like that. And I have one female friend. I have a mother, a daughter, and a sister, and my girlfriend. How many more women do you need in your life?
And it's just I never had to do anything. I never had to try to keep him. But now I gotta try, because you're becoming this bad guy. You're becoming ooh, I don't really need her anymore. What? But you do. Like we're like this, right? Well, we're supposed to be a thing, right? Like we're supposed to be together, right? So it's just like I don't know what it is. Us, I swear, us girls, we are weird. We are so weird.
It's not a case of being weird, it's just a case of being emotional. Sort of like you have logic and you have emotions, and men are meant to be more logical and women are allowed to be more emotional. Men are more orderly, or the masculine is more orderly, and the feminine is more chaotic. And the male is meant to set up a structure so that the woman can be chaotic within it, so that by being submissive and him being a good dominant leader, she can allow herself to be free.
But that's the thing. Like when it comes down to a guy, freaking becoming the bad guy and just playing hard to get, being tough, I just be like, boy, stop. Like I know you soft for me, so stop. Like that's why we start chasing. Like we're just like, okay, stop. Like I want you now. Like I know I wasn't showing you all that, but stop playing like you don't want me. Like we both want each other.
You see, this is where it gets a bit gamey. Like the only winning move is not to play the game. And so she is right in what she's saying. Like women, and I'm sure I haven't seen her other videos, but I'm sure she'll say this at some point because she seems quite honest and with it. Like women play games, so they'll do this, they'll do that, they'll do the other because they're bored, because they want to feel emotion, because they want to get a reaction, because they want attention, for whatever the reason is. They're just being all over the place, and you can't supplicate that, you can't submit to that, you can't allow that to tolerate certain things. You have to put your foot down and say, look, you're allowed to do this up until this point, and then I'm not tolerating it anymore, and stick to what you say so that she feels safe and secure within the confines of the relationship.
Like we both want each other. Don't be so sweet. Don't be so like too much. Like don't be overwhelming. It just becomes too much when you're literally the perfect guy. Like everything you do so right. And it's just like I honestly will watch a guy and I'm like, ugh, oh my god. Or I just like, I'm getting bored. I'm getting tired of this. Like, can you fuck up? Can you do something wrong?
I like it. I'm glad somebody said it. Problems that come to a relationship on the behalf of women are also evident in lesbian relationships. So you'll have a dominant and a submissive in a homosexual relationship, and you can always tell when you look at the couple. You go, oh well, she's the guy and she's the girl. So even though they're the same sex, it's still masculine, feminine energy. The same is true with the gay guys. So, and the gay guys don't have as much drama and all this stuff coming into it. They have other issues, because men are more dangerous. They have. It's a different type of things to be concerned about.
Can you fuck up? Can you do something wrong? Seriously though, that's how it feels. It's just like it becomes honestly annoying. Like we don't want everything to be perfect about you. We don't want you to do everything right. So when you actually start doing a little bad, you start giving us some distance, start kind of like showing that I could replace you. I don't want to, but I could. Then we just be like, okay, we need to stop. We need to stop playing. Like we're gonna be right there. We're gonna chase you. We're gonna do what we gotta do to keep you around. Like don't be the bad guy anymore. Like I want that sweet guy that I know. So that's just the feeling. Like I can speak for majority of us girls. I know some girls might not agree, but that's really the feeling, and that's why a lot of girls chase bad guys because you feel like, oh my god.
Yeah, but then the guy's like, well, I don't want to be a bad guy. I want to be who I am, because that goes against being yourself. Because if they're a nice person, nice person aren't allowed to have a relationship. It's ridiculous. So the way that I like to say it is called boundary function. So you have a door. You see it like a door because you don't want to build up walls and you don't want to have open windows so that people can just come in and out. You want to have like a door, a nice, strong, sturdy door. So when she's being nice, you be nice back, shower her in love and affection. And when she starts acting like a dickhead, close the door so that it doesn't interfere with who you are. And she knows that she's not going to get your attention, if that makes sense. So it's sort of like, and then if she comes back and she's humble and apologetic, or she's making an effort to make things work, then you can open up the door again and you can have that fair exchange. So she gets the best of both worlds. She gets the loving attention and all that kind of stuff that girls want, and the companionship and all the good stuff in a relationship that everybody likes. When she wants what I like to call the EastEnders drama, I suppose in America you got other TV shows, where they're just, oh, this, that, the other. When she wants the drama TV show, I mean, I can't be arsed with all that stuff. So I just close the door and then just allow her to create her own drama.
like, oh my goodness, he can get all these girls, but he's gonna choose me, or I'm the lucky one, he chose me. And that's the big thing you gotta remember. If a girl does not feel like, oh, I'm the lucky one, or I'm the chosen one, or feel special because of you, then that's when
I think that's true, and I think that goes back to, you see, because all these things that this lady's saying are symptoms of one problem. And so the fact that if a guy will just go with any girl and he's just giving himself away, then his value decreases, doesn't it? Whereas if a guy's very particular about what he wants, his value increases because it's very specific what he's after. He's probably going to turn down a lot more girls and probably not, but that's good because he knows what he wants and he's refined what he wanted. And I think that the moment that a guy goes out and says, oh, well, she's pretty, so now I'll just give myself over to her and try and get her, I think he's just, it's just sad, isn't it? It's just sad. Whereas when you've got a guy that knows what he wants and he says, look, I want this or I want that, and even if he sees a stunning girl, if she just behaves slightly not quite right, he's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't be around you. And I mean, I do that constantly with everybody in my life. I don't care if it's girls, guys. I'll do it with my own kids. I don't care. I'm not going to tolerate certain things.
When she just drifts herself apart from you, and that's just how it goes. So like, you're not gonna want to feel like, oh my god, like
the way that I do it is that I don't shout and scream and get angry, because that's there's no point to that. The way that I like to do it is I just like to just completely ignore it.
Oh my god, like I'm just another girl with that guy, you know what I mean? So don't allow her to feel that way. And
again, I don't like terms when it says allow her to feel that way, because people are going to feel however it is they're going to feel no matter what you do. You can do the same thing and you've got 5 girls and they'll all react differently to the one thing that you do because they've all had a different interpretation of it. So I wouldn't worry about, I know what she's saying, I agree with her, but I wouldn't worry about what other people are thinking about. So, because the moment that you do that, that's when you end up with all the problems. Oh, will she want this? Will she want that? And I think you should just kind of like not care about what she wants. Be authentic. Be who you are. Know what you want, and just allow. You're like a train on a train track. You're like, I'm a train. This is my train track. I'm going on this journey and this is where I'm going, and you got to know what you want and how the train track's set up, and you got to drive the train nicely and be a nice smooth ride, and then she can be a passenger and get on and get to where you're going, and she can get off later if she wants to and break up. It's not a problem. She can get off at the next platform, or we can stop the train, she can get off right away because she's slowing everything down. So it's sort of like you are doing your life and she can come with you on that journey. And if she doesn't like it for whatever reason, she's more than welcome to leave. But you can't put her in control of the train. You can't get her rebuilding a new train track to a destination. You can't let her mates all get on the train. You've got to be very careful about who you let into your little train. It's a terrible, and I don't know if it's a good or bad analogy. I don't know. But you see what I'm saying with it all. So it's sort of like you've not got to worry about what the passengers are thinking about.
When you just chill and just allow it to unfold, it will unfold, y'all. I feel like a lot of times guys will do the most when they want somebody just too much. Like I said, don't become overwhelming. Don't, because a girl just feels like I
think that's genuinely just because guys are nicer. You know, girls are very judgmental, not just of other people. They're highly competitive amongst other women, but they're also judgmental of themselves. Oh, I don't like this about myself. I don't like that. I'm not perfect, but I love myself at every single stage of how I am. And women seem not to. They seem to be perpetually dissatisfied with things. They're always trying. I mean, like, look at the makeup and all that. Oh, this, that, the other. I want to look more like this other person. And this not being good enough. Whereas I believe that I'm good enough.
Just too much. Like I said, don't become overwhelming. Don't. Because a girl just feels like I need to breathe. That's why we need that space. That's why she becomes so distant. Like, I just need to stay away from you.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't really be chasing girls anyway. I mean, you've got to allow opportunities for them to come to you. And like, feminists are going to hate that, but that's how it is. Because if it's the other way round, the women get really dissatisfied very quickly.
You guys need to just chill out. And this is not every guy, but you guys, if this is you, chill out. Just sit there and let her, like, let things happen. Like, let her to just allow things to flow, and if she doesn't like the way it's moving,
Yeah, and this can get very deep actually, because I actually think I think women sexually select men, and I think that there's an algorithm to how they sexually select. I don't think that the woman's even consciously in control of how she picks men, because she'll say, "Oh, I want this kind of a guy," and then she'll go out with a guy that's the complete opposite, because she's not really deciding. Her feelings are deciding, and her feelings are dictated by nature, and there's an algorithm in nature, and you've just got to go with the algorithm. And that sounds like a bit of a weird thing to say, but that seems to be that's what I think about it.
she's gonna make a change for it. You know what I mean? Don't force her to want to be with you, to stay with you. Don't force anything. I love to just be around a guy. He's chill, and it's just kind of like, I'm feeling you, and that's it. Like,
And if men are truthful with themselves, they just want to chill. They just want a peaceful, happy relationship. They just want things to be smooth. But again, if you have things smooth, then like this lady's saying, you're going to end up boring. So they want some drama and shit and all that kind of stuff as well. So you've got to learn how to manage that, because men and women are different.
feeling you too, and let's just see where it goes. Not like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling you, I want to be together, or we need to be together like, months from now. I know laying down rules is always a tip that I give, but you should only do everything that I always say to a certain extent. You should know.
I think the laying down the rules is only if the rules aren't being obeyed. Like, there's certain things that you don't need to say unless they come up. Then you say, oh look, I don't, this is going to be an issue for me, so this is going to need to happen in order for us to continue the relationship. But if nothing's happening, you don't need to bring it up.
When it's just a talking stage, or even if you're in a relationship, do not just throw things and just make it such a big thing. It's just too much. I'm so like, just too much. Everything's too much. I don't like everything being too much. No. That's probably what the biggest issue is. You guys become way too much. Just too much. Don't become too much, and you will be good. Like, just become relaxed, lay back, let it happen, and just...
Yeah, you see, that's all right. And that the reason why women can do that, because they live in abundance. Think of it like money. If you was a millionaire and you had all the resources, or a billionaire, let's say, and you had all the resources that you needed or wanted access to, then you could relax, you could get on with it, and it was guaranteed that you weren't going to lose it, through some company merger or whatever. Like, you just had this residual income coming in every month, you do whatever the fuck you like, and it's sort of like, you would relax, you would do this. But the reason why guys end up thirsty is because females are so competitive with one another. So that diminishes the amount of available girls, because they're not loyal girls. They're too busy trying to get the next best thing. So female competition isn't just bad for women, it's also bad for men, because it makes them more thirsty, because they don't live in abundance. They live in scarcity because they can only get one girl. But if you can get several girls, then it doesn't matter. That now you can't be manipulated by sex. The guy that can only get one girl is easily manipulated by sex. So let's say if he's in a relationship with a girl and he's having they're all happy and all that kind of stuff. If another girl comes along and shows interest in him, he's going to leave that good girl and go with this. It could be a dickhead, but it's like a short-term affair or whatever. And now she'll leave, and then the good girl won't take him back if she's smart. This is a hypothetical situation, let's say. And so it's not going to end well. Everybody's miserable. She didn't get what she wanted because he's too needy. The good girl lost a good guy. The good guy wasn't actually a good guy because he was too nice, and da. So the best thing, whereas if you are a bit of a player and you have an abundance of women to choose from, now you can afford to be selective. Now you can afford to relax. Now you can afford to be a better partner for the person that you do end up in a relationship with, because you have options. You did select them. You didn't go with them out of desperation. You have to be selective. And a lot of these guys, especially younger guys, they're not selective. You've got to be very particular about what you want. The more selective you are, the more likely you are to get what you want. If you keep settling, then nobody respects you, and you don't even respect yourself.
Watch her want you so bad. Like, oh my god, this is how girls be. They will go to their girl and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, he's so chill. He's so relaxed. Like, he doesn't even do anything to really get me, but like, I know he wants me because he already told me, but he doesn't have to do much to get me. And like, I'm really feeling him. He's actually like my type. Like, I like when guys just do that. Like, I don't like when guys have to do the most, and I really like him. And I might just start chasing him because, you know, like, I don't want to lose him. That's how it goes. Seriously. When I sit with my girls, that's how it be when I'm feeling a guy. Especially a guy that's just chill and just like I can kick it with, and I'll be like, he's not doing too much and he's just relaxed. On the other hand, when you are the one that's doing too much, you're not relaxed, always saying, do this, I need this from you, or just
yapping in my ear, I gotta get rid of you.
But the moment you stop, I'm chasing you. I'm gonna get you right back.
Yeah, I think to extremes. I'm being very forthright in this video, but that's because I'm trying to get my point across, and you know, I'm very passionate about this. But like ordinarily, that is how she's saying is it how to be as a guy. Like you have just got to be relaxed. If she leaves you, okay, cool, go get somebody else. It's not a problem. There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's billions of women in the world. You'll find somebody else that's more suitable for you. You don't have to change who you are in order to satisfy a girl. You can just be who you are. If the girl's not interested in you, goodbye. Just go out with the ones that are interested in you, that you're interested in. It's a numbers game. It's very much like, but you've got to be chill. But at the same time, if they confront you, instead of getting angry and emotional, that kind of stuff, you just got to politely, calmly lay down the rules and say, look, I will accept this. I won't accept that. There's my boundary. That's the door. Okay, if you don't want to do that, then okay, goodbye. If you do want to do that, good, cool. But there's no reason to get so emotional about everything. So effeminately emotional, let's say, because it's sort of like you sound too much like a girl, and that's why she's probably leaving you, because she doesn't want to have a girlfriend. She wants to have a boyfriend. She wants a man. It's quite like a man. And low status men are more kind of like, what shall I do? And high status men are more kind of like, whatever. The other thing as well is you can't act it. So say if you're a low status guy, you can't act like a high status guy if you're not. And a high state, in the same way that a high status guy would look ridiculous if he acts like a simp. So this is really, you can't fake it. It's really got to be something that you embody and you grow into. And that just comes with maturity.
This is just a weird one. Let me just say it. When you start showing attention elsewhere, it makes that girl chase you. And it makes her chase you because...
Yeah, you see, this is the other thing as well. Like, women are the way that they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's this big gender wars at the moment. Like, women are a certain way, or men are a certain way. You got the MGTOWs, you got the feminists, and they're at war with each other and pitting men and women against each other. Then you got this other group of people going up saying, oh, I'm non-binary, and all this other crap. And I think that men be men and women be women, and that seems to have worked throughout all of human history. It works for all the other species, pretty much, apart from like seahorses. Like, there's a difference in who has the baby there, but like, you know, everything's in place. Nature is a very intelligent structure to it, and just relax and enjoy the structure of nature. Don't try and make it into something that it's not. Don't listen to your instincts. That's what I'd say from all this. There's all this dating advice and all this kind of stuff. Anything that realigns you with your instincts is good advice. And you know, some of what this lady's saying here is pretty much, yeah, just taking you away from thinking too much about it and realigning back with your instincts as a guy.
Because then she starts realizing way too much. It's like a reality check. Like, holy, I'm about to lose this guy. Let me chase him and get him back. Or I need to do something quick. You guys have to remember not to make the girl run away, the girl that you're talking to. Like, don't force her away. But you have to make her understand that, you know, I could replace you. I don't want to. I really don't.
Isn't it strange how like we're from different parts of the world, we're different upbringings, we're different cultures, all that kind of stuff, and yet we've kind of both landed on the same conclusion. That's the great thing about YouTube and all this internet stuff, isn't it? You can have conversations with people that are from completely different walks of life, and yet you've still kind of landed on the same natural things about men and women.
Really don't. I'm feeling you. I like our vibe.
But I could replace you, you know?
And I think a lot of girls start forgetting that when you do too much, when you're just throwing yourself out there, just doing the most. So when you actually start putting your attention somewhere else, and at the same time, it could go for anything else. It doesn't have to be a girl. It could be like basketball. When your attention just is somewhere else and it's not on the girl anymore, she just be like, damn, like, oh my goodness, I can actually lose this guy. He doesn't really need me as much as I thought he needed me. And like I said, don't make that girl feel like you need her, because she won't try to keep you around. Like, she won't do anything to keep you around. That's a better term to use. She won't feel like she needs to try to keep you around, you know, because you're always going to be around. So you need to wake her up. You need to give her that, miss, excuse me, miss, I saw you from across the room. Hey, who knows that jam? Who knows that jam? But excuse me. Like, that's what you need to make her feel like, oh my gosh, babe, I almost forgot that I can lose you. Dead ass though, that's how it feels like. Like, when you actually give her a eye check and she just realizes it, she's like, damn, okay, I'm sorry. I watch it, okay? And now we're moving on to the number one thing. Let's get it. This is really just for me and for my girls, and like, I guess most of the girls, because girls seem to always have it their way. So when you stop giving it my way, letting me have whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want, then I'm gonna be like, whoa, okay, all right, okay. I'm gonna just be like, damn, like, I can't always have it my way. And I actually like that, because you shouldn't be feeling like it's always going to be my way. It should always be my way. You feel me?
If she feels like she's always right, there's an issue. Oh, God, yeah.
My way. It should always be my way. You feel me? You feel me? You get me? And it shouldn't be the other way, too. Like, a guy shouldn't want to feel that way or should feel that way. It should be an equal thing. And when it becomes to the point where it is always the girl's way, you always catch yourself doing what she...
Yeah, I mean, if you heard my train thing earlier, then that's how I feel about it.
He wants you to do, then it's done for you. I'm sorry, sir, but it's done. It's done.
Yeah, my love isn't a democracy. I don't go halfway and all this kind of stuff. It's sort of like, I'll compromise, obviously, but like, my life and my love and who I am is not a democracy. I decide that.
She already knows. Like, you're basically trapped. Like, she's gonna ask for this, you're gonna give it to her. She's gonna ask for this, you're gonna give it to her whenever she wants. And obviously, I'm not saying don't do these little things for your girl, but I'm definitely saying, don't always do that. She gets so used to it, so comfortable, that the second that it doesn't happen, she's just like, damn. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, it's a wake-up call. Like, it's just like, and then she's gonna just want you, because she's just gonna be like, this is not the way it's always gonna be, and now I gotta put effort, or I gotta do a little bit more to keep you around. And that's why a lot of girls end up chasing or doing the most to keep that guy around. So that's really how it goes. That's honestly 5 real facts. That's literally how us females feel about...
Again, I wouldn't say, speak in general, this is how us females feel, like in the same way that I wouldn't say this is how men feel, because all men are different. You know, like I say, there's like gay men, and of course they aren't attracted to women, so, and they're a man, so I wouldn't say that all men are the same. I wouldn't say that all women are the same, but it's a good generalization.
Always. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me a big thumbs up if you
enjoyed
this.
I am.
And give me a big thumbs up for me to have a quicker video up for you guys.
I'll give you a big thumbs up, and very good video. I like everything about her video. I might even watch some more at some point in the future, because I thought she was very articulate. I thought she was very well presented. I liked her honesty. I liked her. It was entertaining the way that she was saying it. I think when you watch some of these videos, it can come across as very, like, especially like with the way that I do it, it's very raw, and she's kind of like put little fairy dust around it and made it entertaining and did some little edits and stuff like that. And so it's more of an entertaining, so it makes it easier to digest the information that she's telling you, whereas I'm a bit more blunt. So yeah, very good video. B Boss Army Lady, I'm going to call you. So yeah, very good.